So, anyways, I don't think I've met you. Mauricio. Yeah. I'm Randy. Nice to meet you. And you are? Kathy. I'm Randy. I thought we met.
No, I haven't been here for a long time, but I'm here to tell you about why.
So could you have this percentage list with from Mark, right? No, she does this. Okay.
Mauricio, how long have you been licensed now?
Actually, for a long time, but I just started doing it this year.
Oh, really? So did you come from another company, or is this your first company coming back?
First company.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I had it since 2006.
Oh.
I never used it.
That's when I got my license.
Oh, really? And Kathy, how long have you been in the business?
For years since, when did I get my license? 2003.
All right.
Worked with my dad, and then, when the big crash happened, went into my other.
Well, that's cool. We got a little bit of everything today.
That's why I never went into it. Medium.
Almost brand new.
I never went into it because the economy.
Okay, so, of course, this is for objections, so we will take any objection that we want to practice with or handle or come up with some ideas on how to handle it. Also, I just like to talk about situations, and there's a couple things that I've been going through this week, which very interesting, and I want to share those as well. But what do you guys want to start with? Do you have anything that you faced this week that you had trouble with? Any objections or any situations that may be a little bit of trouble? And even if it's just a general question, not an objection, just a question. Go ahead.
I kind of do. I've been thinking about something that happened. Yesterday, I got a call from a client. It says I'm finally approved, and they're like only 300,000, and they're seniors. And I can't find anything where they wanted. They wanted to go to Salinas, but I found a lot of beautiful stuff in the Central Valley. But they said no. So now I'm just thinking about how to approach them with that whole conversation.
Okay, so they're approved for 300. Is that loan amount or purchase price?
Purchase price. Loan amount.
Loan amount or purchase price? Do you know?
Loan amount, yeah.
Okay, do you know how much they have for down payment?
They have a 3.5%.
Okay, so they're doing FHA then. Okay, so if that's all they have, then they're gonna have to leave this area. Even mobile homes are, in that price range, but you can't use that kind of loan on a mobile home.
Right.
The distance they're willing to go, how far are they willing to go?
Well, one of the main things they wanted to stay around Kaiser because the wife has to do it.
Well, there's a lot of Kaisers, there's Kaisers everywhere.
Yeah.
But have you talked about where they're willing to relocate to? Because it's impossible to be here.
Right. Well, they told me Salinas, Gilroy, but there's nothing on there.
So Salinas didn't have anything either?
Yeah.
What was the lowest price in Salinas?
Well, they had condos.
Uh-huh.
They weren't really happy.
They weren't what?
Nice.
They don't want him to.
They want a house. Yeah. They want primarily their first.
Okay, well, let's go back to what you just said right there. You said that they're not nice. Did they say they're not nice, or are you saying they're not nice?
I think they're not nice.
Okay, well, here's one thing you gotta get out of that habit. It's not for you. And I'll tell you a funny story is, this is way back, and I was driving, this is back when we would all drive together. Nowadays, it doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
The family was in the car, the husband, the wife, and the kids, and since they had the family, we went in their minivan. So I was in the passenger seat, and I said, okay, turn here, and I said, well, put on your bulletproof vest, this neighborhood's no good. And fortunately, they didn't hear me because they were talking, and the wife says, oh, this is Mom's neighborhood, this is where I grew up. I was so glad they didn't hear that.
Amen.
So just remember, they are going to decide if it's nice or not nice. Because you never know, maybe they're used to it, and maybe they are looking for something they can fix up so they get a better price.
Going to what you just said, like, for example, not a nice neighborhood, what if you aren't sure if it's a nice neighborhood or not? How do you approach that?
I don't say anything anymore. If it fits their criteria, they're going to look at all the stuff I send them before we go out. And most of the time, they'll say, I don't want that area. I don't like that area.
What if they're not familiar enough to be like, I don't know that area, because
If I really feel that it's really bad, I don't tell them that, but I would tell them, why don't you drive through these neighborhoods, see what you think before we go over there. And a lot of times it's been very helpful because they drove it and they said, oh, you know what, we don't want that neighborhood, we don't like that area. And so it saves you a lot of time because you don't have to go over there and you don't have to put yourself on the spot telling them what you think about the neighborhood.
That's actually great advice. I had friends that were looking to buy, they were neighbors actually at my condo, and I said, what you need to do your homework, and I want you to go by there on a Friday night at midnight. Hey, you guys are done, you're up, okay, just do it. Go by there and see who's partying, whose cars are parked on the front lawn. I mean, you think you're getting into a great neighborhood, but I'm just asking you, go on a Sunday morning, first thing in the morning, and see who's out there cranking their music and, whatever. You need to go at certain times, different times on the weekends and different days. And they came back and went, oh my God. You were right. Like, we found that this one neighborhood, they were all partiers and up all night, and this one was really quiet, and it was just a good idea to have them just do some homework on their own, and just,
Yeah, because definitely it'll save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
I was just going to say something to your point, now that you know that, how they're saying, if you know it, you got to disclose it, right, to any of your buyers.
What do you know about that neighborhood, though?
Right, well, some of my buyers in the past, like, they would say, is there like an app they can go to find out what the crime rate is, blah, 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 and I would give it to them, but my verbiage just says, just don't let me know, because then now I'm required to. Is there a better way of putting this?
Well,
It's a little
I had that situation come up a long time ago, and it was a decent area. It was a condo in the Evergreen area, and the buyers were buying it as an investment property, so they wanted to know what the crime rate was. So I said, well, you can get on the San Jose PD website, and they'll show you the stats. But do me a favor, also run your neighborhood as well, and any other neighborhood that you think is a good neighborhood, because most of the time it's not going to be much different. A lot of the better neighborhoods have more break-ins because they have nicer stuff. In a lower price neighborhood, you're going to have more maybe domestic stuff. But as far as break-ins, from what I've experienced and talked to my cop friends, the better neighborhoods have more break-ins because it's better stuff.
rob someone who doesn't have anything.
Yeah. And the neighborhoods that are nice, that are far, like up on the foothills, or not where mainly the city activity is, those are the biggest percentage of break-ins, because they know it takes a while for the cops to get up there. So they're getting it out before anything happens to them. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to share, I want to get back to Mauricio's question. So, there's one bureau, I just showed them, it's 368. Couple things that we can do. We can check in with the owners or the agent to see if it's possible that the sellers can do financing. So get out of that loan scenario, that loan restrictions that your clients are currently in. It's possible, you never know.
Yeah, it is possible to do a sell or carry on top of the loan, but you have to talk
You
to
have to
the loan
qualify,
agent
yeah.
to make sure they still qualify, because there has to be a payment on it.
Or just do the whole thing seller financing for a year or two. Also, I would encourage the family, is there any possibility of getting funds from any other resources to heighten their down payment? This one is 368, so you're saying 3.5%, that's like what, another 20. So find out exactly
Another
what.
10,000.
Okay, so 310,
Yeah.
so 310,
So
what's the price?
310.
So maybe they need another 50, 60, or you can, with the market calming, they probably won't get the 368, maybe 350.
But at that price, what's the condition of the property?
It looks nice.
It's very nice, yeah.
Okay. Well, is that the senior complex in Gilroy?
I know.
What's the street name?
I don't think.
But they're seniors, bro. They don't.
Seniors.
Over 55?
Well, I was thinking
Yeah,
about the
okay.
villages too, but no, this is not the senior one.
No.
The liquor,
Okay.
I want for 460. I was gonna try that.
And they have HOA, right?
Well, a couple things you need to talk to them
So
about.
anyway, there is.
Is you need to talk to them how far they're willing to move, as long as there's a Kaiser. Just go through all the different cities that are in their price range, see where Kaiser is, and then see what's available, look for something nice, and that's the conversation that has to take place. How far are you willing to go if you really want to buy something? Because these are your options. You got Kaiser, you can qualify for a home here, and just weigh it out to them, because there's no other way. This is not really an objection, this is more of a condition.
Right.
Because there's nothing you can do to change it, unless you find some miracle deal where the seller's going to finance, but that's very, very rare.
Well, I guess,
249. So units.
I guess I was just preparing for the objection.
Okay,
I
well,
know they're coming.
okay, well,
I'm going to send you this.
if the objections, what do you think they might say?
So, I mean, I could find them stuff over the hill, was buying it. I did a sale over there of 260 for a 2-bedroom brand new home, and, but, get them over the hill, it'll be like, they're gonna be like, no.
Okay, where do they live now?
I think I live here in the area.
Okay, and why is it that they are looking to buy or make a move?
They don't want to rent.
Okay. So you have to compare not wanting to rent anymore to making a move to Los Banos, say. You got to paint the benefit. They're going to get what they want. They're going to be homeowners. They're not going to be renting. They don't have to worry about somebody giving them a notice. Are they renting a house or a townhouse or an apartment?
I think an apartment.
An apartment. Okay, if I don't get a notice, an apartment. But it's the benefit of home ownership. This is your option. If you don't want to be a renter anymore, here's our options. Yes, Kaiser right here. You got nice houses. It's in your price range. All you got to do is, get them to see that. Have them focus on the positive part of it. And then if they still don't, then you have them focus on the negative of not making a move. Right? For some people, it might be, well, if I don't make the move, then I'm not going to be able to get that job. If they don't make the move, they're not going to be a homeowner. They won't get that tax write-off. And most likely, their mortgage payment over there is going to be less than the rent they're paying here.
Yeah, totally.
Plus, they're going to have a write-off. You're going to have an interest in property tax write-off. So they're going to be in a way better situation. And it's not that far. Where's the family living?
Here.
Okay, so it's not that far.
Here.
Los Banos is what, an hour and 15 minutes? What's the relocate? So I think the financial part of it is probably going to be very important, because if they're qualifying at that amount, then for them, if they can come out beneficially on their finances, I think that's going to be a big plus. If they're making $200,000 a year, it wouldn't be a big deal. But for them, I think it's going to be important. Any other?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a horrible situation.
All right, you like
I have
this?
a condo in San Jose. 5 years ago, the HOA flooded it out. They were not hydro flushing the sewer line. Okay, I had to pay $40,000 to fix my 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. Okay, they fixed it, they started hydro flushing, no worries. 30 years ago, the upstairs neighbors were flushing feminine hygiene products and flooded my house again. Another $10,000. So, last year, here comes the big one. Had renters in there, hey, we've got some water on the kitchen floor. Like, looks like this tiny little spot. I'm like, just throw a rug over it. Looks like baby water's splashing. Week later calls me, you need to get here. It's spreading. Fly down there, the whole kitchen floor is gone. I mean, you're stepping on laminate, there's water coming through it, it was major. So, they stuck it out for a few weeks. The whole bathroom had to be excavated. It was the main drain, and they got down to the sewer line, and the whole sewer was rotted and leaking, excavating through foundation, and it was Pandora's box, right? You go to do a test, and this pipe explodes, it's flooding. It's 2 pipes that were connected to the upstairs unit. Then they're excavating in my kitchen, and this has been a year. So now, it's done. Everything's new. I've got permits. I've got, right? Everything's legit. All the contractors, HOA, have to pay for everything. $150,000 this time. So, you're going to walk into my condo. It's beautiful. I have all new appliances, all new flooring, all new paint, $13,000 shower. It's a nice place, right? Now you're going to look at the disclosures. If that was me, I'd be like, I'm out of here, man. 3 times is a charm. This is going to happen to me. Because what the HOA neglected to do was they did this procedure of, they call it a sleeve. Have you heard of that? A sleeve into the sewer line. So rather than excavating through the entire building, they put this little robotic tool through, right? And then that thing hardens, so if the galvanized pipe cracks and gives, this thing becomes a new pipe. So you don't have to dig through everybody's unit like the old days, but it's expensive. So the plumbers, the HOA plumbers had requested for, look at the rest of the pipe is bad. You know, you did the sleeves through my hallway and into my next door neighbor's unit, but you didn't do the rest of the building. Right when they were going to vote on it, the gas line went bad behind the building, and that was $40,000. So they've not voted on to do the sleeve and the rest of the building. And even though I have that sleeve in my house, and my neighbor has it 5 feet in her house, it's going to back up in the middle of the building, and sleeve or no sleeve, on the lowest point, it's going to come straight for me.
Are you selling it?
Huh?
Are you selling it?
I'm going to sell it. Yeah, I can't wait to get out. That's my biggest nightmare ever. I mean, I'm done at this point, and that's unfortunate because it was a great income property. I'm the best location in the whole place. I have a pool and a hot tub right in my backyard. Okay, I mean, it's going to show great, but I'm like, what do I say? I mean, I can show there's permits, everything, and every single pipe under my unit's been fixed. It's all new. Everything. But I can't control the rest of the building. And I guarantee you, the negligence is unbelievable in this place. It's going to happen again. I almost feel guilty selling it because I know it's going to happen again. Hey, I'm going to sell this brand new place to somebody, and 3 months later, they're going to flood. I mean, I know that that's not on me. That's the HOA's responsibility, but
Well,
so they're going to say, well, what would this happen to me? Would 3 times is a lot.
Well, coming from, you said there's a leak coming from above?
So the first big one that was underneath sewer line. The second one came from above.
Okay.
So those people are gone, a realtor went in and redid the entire place, so their pipes are good, I know that. I'm like, thank God, okay?
Okay.
So that
What
has
was the
been
second
taken
one?
care of. Huh?
What was the second one?
That one?
Well, you had the sewer.
So this
and that
one
one,
that-
what was the third one?
This bad one was August last year.
And where'd that leak come from though?
This was a combination of things, actually. So it was the main drain that connected to the upstairs that bottomed out at me was so corroded it just broke off. That's an HOA pipe behind the walls, I don't own it. Well, then that connects to the sewer line. So when they opened up enough to connect that to the sewer line was completely rotted and corroded because they're the same age.
Okay,
Then
so all
they
that's
had
been fixed and new, HOA took care of all that.
So then they found tree roots, as they were going, I mean, it was Pandora's box. It was bad.
Okay, so if I was gonna disclose all this, of course you disclose everything you just said. HOA took care of it, HOA paid for it. They have not completed the rest of the building. However, this unit is good. Now, I would say, one of the things that the buyer's advised to do is be very active with the board.
Right.
In HOA, because they have to push for that.
Right.
And I would just emphasize that HOA took care of it, they did a good job, they did it right, but it needs to be finished. And that's all I'd say.
Also,
You don't have to say what you think is gonna happen, because that's speculation. You have no idea when it's gonna happen.
Of course, of course.
That's all
I'm
I
just
would
gonna
say.
get somebody, I think the questions I'm anticipating are, it happened 3 times. Well, I have no problem because I managed all 3 of these disasters myself. So I know exactly what happened. I know exactly how it was taken care of, that everything was fixed, that there's permits. I don't have a problem with that stuff. It's more like, and I get what you're saying, but if that was me and I came in and was like, the place is so cute, but, right? What if this happens to me? And I know what you're saying, that you're saying, well, everything in here is new. I mean, this problem has been rectified, right? I mean, as far as my unit goes, and halfway into my next door neighbors. So I guess it's just, you're gonna get the one person who knows everything about everything. Right? You know what I'm talking about. The engineer guy, right, that's gonna go, wow, did they fix the pipe, and did they, that kind of stuff, and you gotta be honest. You can't, there's no skirting around this one.
Well, this is engineering focus, that it was done with permits, it was done properly.
Right,
And
yeah.
if you wanna crawl under and check it out yourself, you're welcome to do that. But as you know,
Right,
being an engineer, you know how things work.
right. Contact the city, feel free. Yeah, I mean,
Just put it back on them, say, hey, you know how it works.
right.
That's good. The drivers in the analyticals, just say, hey, you know how it works.
Well, here's the other aspect. It's worse. So now that the city was involved in it, okay, there's a lot of safety issues in the complex. The city went back and called the HOA and said, if you don't fix all this stuff out there, we were out there and we saw what this place looks like. We're coming to red tag every building. And we all know what that means. They're going to demolish the entire place. That's not a joke. So I was working on a daily basis with the HOA insurance company. And she tells me, I put you on notice. You're being dropped. Because this one was so bad. So now, we're in a situation where you're looking at a $20,000 assessment. That's why I'm like, get this finished this week so I can get this thing sold and get out before that shows up in the docs. This $20,000 assessment they're going to get hit with. I'm on a time crunch here.
You're going to have to disclose that anyway.
Right now, today, there's nothing that shows this assessment, so I'm like, get this please finished so I can get it listed and get the heck out.
Can I ask a question?
If you know.
Yeah. How much equity do you have?
Huh?
How much equity do you
Oh,
have?
this place I bought it at 129.
Okay, so it's all about the price. So just a couple things.
Exactly.
Just a couple things. I just want to add to it.
That is absolutely
So-
needed to list it right.
Home inspection for sure, I would also do a termite for sure,
Yes.
absolutely. And you mark the TDS, that your inspections are included in the TDS.
Right.
So just in case you miss something, that takes care of
They'll catch it, right?
No, it's not they catch it, it's included in case our sellers miss something.
Okay.
So on the TDS on the first page, you check the box.
Right.
You know those two boxes I'm
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? It says additional inspection, something reports, and then the other one.
Right.
And then you're going to put home inspection and termite inspection. Number one. Number two, it's all about the price. And I wouldn't worry about those analyticals, I wouldn't worry about anything. You're going to get a family that needs a home.
Right.
It's just going to take,
And it's turnkey. I mean,
it's going to take the right buyer.
Where is this anyway?
It is in, so it's off of Capitol Avenue, like a trade zone. Like
Okay.
towards
There
City
is that.
Hall.
It's over there by me.
Yeah, it's actually right where she is.
It's Vinyl Penis is right by Bart.
It's a
don't have any
showcase.
Okay, you're gonna get a good price.
Yes, you are. You just.
For that area,
Okay,
it'll be a
that's
good
it.
price. Maybe not top of the market because of these certain conditions, but you gotta figure out what's it worth to get rid of this headache.
Right.
So you're the
That's
one
it, right.
that
That's
is
it.
coming up with objections. You don't have to handle anybody else's objections, you're gonna have to handle your own.
Yeah.
Well, I just,
Are you-
I'm
are
just
you
trying to
trying to-
anticipate. I mean, of course I have that brain, right, where I'm like, if this was me, I would be asking this, this, and this. So,
It's a different
there are
market.
two investors, one that lives across from me and one that bought above. That guy lives in China, he's never even seen the place, he bought it cash. So I'm like, I've got to contact him and see if he wants to buy this, he could own both, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
Is there any rental
Buy a
restrictions?
plot.
Is there rental restrictions?
Huh?
Are there any rental restrictions?
Two renting it? No. What?
It doesn't matter. It's not
Mine,
renting it.
mine's
They
paid.
could be rental restrictions.
Well, unfortunately, in our CCNRs, there's no percentage whatsoever on rentals. It can be 100%.
Is it FHA and VA approved?
What?
Your complex.
I have no idea.
Find out.
Okay,
Those are your selling points.
okay,
No rental restrictions, and if it's FHA and VA approved.
okay, there's no rental restrictions. There's
And
no-
you've got a great location there, don't worry, price it right.
Okay.
And
You'll get a good price, that area is.
right by the bar. It's not.
I mean, everybody wants to live there, but there was a lady that had listed, so one sold for, this was probably 7 months ago, a 2-bedroom, full remodel for $700. A few weeks later, lady was above me to the left, and she was like, okay, I have the same unit, all this for exactly what they listed at. Sat, and sat, and sat, she drops it 45,000, sat, and sat, and sat, it ended up going for 610.
Okay, well, you know what, I say your thing is you just have to not be so detailed on your disclosure, say what you know for a fact,
Right.
and
Keep it simple.
let them check things out on their own.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Let's talk about a couple things that came up. I'll wait till they get back, but I was involved in a few things this week, and let's get my notes back up here. So, there's this thing that I heard a long time ago. It said, if you want to really negotiate a good deal, have a good plan B. And the reason why is because if you go in with the attitude that, hey, if this works, it works. If it doesn't, I don't care, I got plan B. It just changes your whole attitude and the way in your approach, and you have more confidence that way. And it's just one of those things where it works out. So always have a plan B. Sometimes a plan B is another plan. Sometimes it's just like, well, if it doesn't work out, it's not a bad situation. But just know, having that attitude is going to help you when you're talking to the other person. You come out stronger, you have more confidence, and you're more relaxed. And so, the reason that I bring this up now is because I had a transaction going in Boulder Creek. And we're in the middle of escrow, and the wife, the seller, she falls and breaks her hip. So now she's in rehab. And she's going to be laid up for quite a while. She can't even get around. She needs help. I got them into a condo, and it's an upstairs unit. Their house that they're selling, that we're in the middle of the escrow, has a downstairs bedroom. And so they say, you know what,
that downstairs bedroom is looking really, really appealing right now. And I knew this was going to come up because when we first got in contract, when I take that out, when she first fell, he sent me a text message when I was at Great America with the kids, and he told me that she fell and broke her hip, and he says, I'll call you tomorrow or Monday, and I'll let you know how this is going to affect the transaction. So I'm thinking, okay, what is he thinking? What does it mean, how is it going to affect the transaction? So I'm thinking he's going to say, hey, I want to cancel, which he can't because the buyer's before me. And so I'm going through all this stuff, and the other thing I've learned over the past is when it's a situation like that, don't call right away. Let people have some time to think about things and relax. Because a lot of times when they're first reading the message or sending you the email, there's emotions involved. And they may say things that are a little bit over the top. So I said, okay, I'll wait for him to call. So it turned out what he was worried about as far as affecting the transaction, he was saying, you know what, Karen can't move, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to empty the house out because they were trying to purge and go through their files and do everything. And so he says, we don't have to help. I just don't know if I can do it in time. I said, well, tell you what, I talked to the son-in-law, and he's going to help him just move stuff into storage. So I said, well, Steve, why don't you just get everything moved to storage because you got a lot going on with Karen right now. You don't want to be stressed out trying to do this, worrying about her at the rehab center. Just let Mike move everything to storage. We'll close the deal, then you can go in there and take your time going through everything. Because you got enough stress on you right now. So just don't worry. Let Mike do it. And so he calmed down and he said, okay, yeah, I'll do that. But I wanted to talk about this because when he was saying that downstairs bedroom is looking pretty appealing right now, we're in the middle of negotiating with the buyers because they're asking for a bunch of repairs. And nothing major, but there's one that's an unknown because there was potential wind damage under the downstairs bathroom. And that could be just the joist, which would be simple, but it also might be the subfloor, which that means you have to tear up the bathroom floor, retile, and everything. So I said, you know what, let's just offer them a credit. There's a few little things throughout the house, nothing major, but that was the one that's an unknown. So I said, you don't want to open up a can of worms. He goes, yeah, but we're already giving them this credit, and we need all the money we can get. I said, well, if I can get them to accept a $1,000 credit, I said, I think it would be worth up to $2,000, but I'm going to start with $1,000. If I can get that for you, you're going to be able to not worry about having to get it done. You're going to not have to worry about opening up a can of worms. You never know what it's going to cost if there's damage behind that part and then behind that part. So being that we had a conversation where that downstairs bedroom was looking appealing, I said, okay, so when I was talking to the buyer's agent, I had that as one of my tools. I said, hey, you know what? I think they're trying to get out of this deal. I think they're looking for a way out. So I'm not going to let this fall apart, but I think they don't care if it falls through right now. And he knows why, because the wife broke her hip, and she can't go home because it's upstairs. So I said, they're going to look for any way out. So this is what they're offering. See what you can do. And so I can hear in his voice, he started saying, oh, shoot. And so now he's going to be pushing to get my credit accepted. They're willing to go up to $2,000. He's trying to get it for $1,000. So even if they meet in the middle, my clients are still ahead. But see, we have that plan B, or it doesn't matter if it goes through or not. So I'll be able to talk to them. When instead of saying, I'm going to get this deal together, I'll say, hey, they're looking for a way out, and I don't blame them. She needs that downstairs bedroom. And so he's worried, so he's going to push super hard to get this credit accepted. So I got a message from him saying, okay, we should be good with the credit, we just want to see how the septic is. And the septic's going to be fine because they're doing one repair on it, so that's already underway. So first sure they're going to accept $1,000 credit and go ahead and just close the deal. What you missed was when you're negotiating, to get more confidence and negotiate stronger, have a plan B. Or have the mindset that, hey, works, it doesn't, who cares? Because now when you're talking to the other person,
stronger. So have that plan B, or have the attitude, or works, it doesn't matter, I don't care.
Is this towards your seller or buyer?
Whoever you're negotiating with.
Okay.
In this case, it was with the other agent. And I'm not sure if you heard the whole story, but the sellers are saying, well, you know what, with this broken hip, I can't really go upstairs anymore. So our home that we're selling, we're in contract with, has a downstairs bedroom. And they say, you know what, maybe we should just not sell it. I said, well, you have to sell it. You can't cancel on them if they're performing. So far, they're performing. And I don't think they're going to want to let you cancel. And the reason why is because they sold their home, and they'll be homeless. You're already in your next home already. So why don't we do this? I said, I think there's another downstairs unit available in the same complex. And we go, oh, okay, well, we can talk about that. So anyway, it looks like it's all going to work out. And the other thing about how to really be confident is you practice. You take what you learn, you just practice it. When you're if you know what to say, it comes out with no hesitation. You don't want to be trying to think about how to say it. You want it to come out naturally. It only comes from when you're practicing. It doesn't matter if you hesitate before you answer, because you want to really listen to what they said. You don't want to just blurt out an answer right away. You listen to what they said, try to get a feel for where they're coming from, and then you come out with a nice, steady flow. You don't want to be hesitating in the middle of your answer, because then it looks like you're trying to make something up. But it's just practice. Like when they say, hey, how's it working? That's fine.
Depends on where you are, but it's doing great.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to say it. I would like to say, it's good, it's strong, it's balanced. It's a great market. They can make a move.
Yeah, you have to speak in general.
Yeah, you don't want to lean towards buyer or seller until you know what they want to do. So sometimes they'll say, are you planning to make a move? Or what makes you ask? Well, it's some positive thing on the market. Right now, it is a positive market. It's balanced. And one of the things that is unique right now, it's good for both buyers and sellers. Even though we're taking a little bit of a adjustment or a correction from last year, it's still crazy prices. Sellers are making out. And the buyers are making out because they have super low interest rates. And this teacher I'm working with right now, she's really concerned about the price the other day when we're talking. I said, Sherry, what's more important to you, the price or your monthly payment? So you're going to see that monthly payment every single month. You're going to see the price one time. And over the years, then it's good as it keeps going up. I said, she goes, oh, you know, you're right. So the thing is just, find out who you're talking to, find out what they're thinking, find out what makes them tick. And that way you know how to talk to them, what to say. And that all goes back to doing a really good pre-qual, taking notes and really listening to what they say. And not just what they say, but how they say it. What is it? Tony Robbins says that words are only 7% of communication.
Yep.
The tonality is 38, I think, and then the rest is body language. And that's why if you're negotiating in person, it's good to be very confident because they're going to see your body language. Even if they don't study that, then people still pick up on it. Yeah. So practice, and have a plan B. What has come up for you lately?
Nothing. Just open houses.
Okay. So what are people asking when they come in?
How much lower do you think the owners will accept?
How much lower than the owner would accept?
That's the first question.
Something depending on who it is. I play around with it. Well, how much more are you willing to pay?
How much more?
Yeah, how much more than the list price are you willing to pay? And it throws them off.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you want to just throw them off. Try to make them run. Sometimes it just breaks the ice. Yeah. Did you have something you were going to say a little bit?
Oh, go ahead. I just had a scenario.
Okay.
I didn't want to intrude.
So what else do you hear when you're doing the open houses?
Why are they eating? That's like, everybody has that.
Yeah, it's a very general question. If they have a good reason, nothing wrong with saying it.
Yeah.
If it's something that they don't want to be known, or you don't think would be a good idea to share, so, I'm not sure. They just called me up and wanted to sell the place. They saw that we had a great team, and they hired us.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you to confirm this. So if the buyer is performing, the seller cannot back out?
Yeah.
No way, and under no circumstance?
I mean, anybody can try. They could hold things up. Somebody could plead for mercy. I mean, you never know what could happen. I mean, somebody, if they really, really want to cancel the deal,
Legally, they cannot.
well, it's a legally binding contract. If the buyer's performing, then legally by the contract, yes, they have to sell, because that would be a buyer can sue for called specific performance. And the court will force the sale to go through. Right? And that's why I say sometimes the seller may plead, throw themselves on the mercy of the buyer, say, please, we can't move after all.
Yeah.
And, you never know what can happen. But in this situation, the buyers, they sold their house. That's closing escrow in about a week. They would be homeless. And so they're not going to just let it go. I had a situation where I was the buyer's agent, and the sellers changed their mind, and it was a pretty good reason. That listing agent got them into a contract before they even got pre-approved to buy their next home. And so the sellers, they told the agent, well, tell them we can't sell after all because we can't get a loan for the next house. And so she called me up and told me that. I said, well, sorry, we're in contract, we're going forward. And so she had her broker call me, and so I said, okay, good, I'm glad that you're calling me, somebody that maybe knows a little bit more. I said, as you know, we're in a legally binding contract, and I will enforce the sale. I don't care what the situation is. We're in contract, we're closing. And so I put that in writing and sent it to him. And so he called me back the next day. He says, okay, don't worry, buyers will figure it out. We're going to go ahead and close the deal. So the buyer is in the right if they're performing. I just told the buyer, I said, hey, we can't drop the ball on anything. We got to make sure we meet our deadlines. But even if we don't meet the deadline, they still have to give you a notice before canceling. So that is the best answer I can really give you. You never know where in California somebody can file a lawsuit for anything, and it doesn't even mean it doesn't have to be good reason. What are you going to say, Eli?
Well, no, I just wanted to ask about, I had a problem with an appraisal. I just wanted to get your, if you had that problem. So it came in undervalued, we rebuttaled. The appraiser is sticking with his original. And we're still standing firm. We did a review with a certified appraiser. So the buyer has funds to purchase. So, but in her mind, it's caused undue stress to everybody. I'm just wondering if you have any suggestions on how to handle. The buyer happens to be also the agent, who happens to also be an attorney.
Okay. Okay, so you said the buyer has the funds. Are they willing to close, paying the difference of cash?
She has the means. So right now, she's 50-50. Oh, I pay too much. She loves the house, but she's paying too much. Honestly, in my opinion, she's not. I'm not just saying that because it's not listing. It's the appraiser has so many errors, and 5 of his 7 comps are way over the value. So we can't figure out how we came up with that.
Yeah, well, I had a real bad appraisal back about a year and a half ago. It was a Navy Park listing, and he was using comps outside Navy Park, in fact, in some really low neighborhoods. And he came in $110,000 low. And so I pointed out the comps that he was using that are in totally different neighborhoods. I mean, completely, and across geographic boundaries. And I put together a very good case, and I also put other listings he should have used. And unfortunately, appraisers are very stubborn. And he came back and said, okay, I'll use your comps, but it didn't change the value.
Yeah.
He left all those other items in there. So the only thing that we're really able to do in this situations is you have to, if you're with a broker, you can do this. If you're with a bank, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. The reason why is because with a broker, they can just leave that lender, go to a different lender, and get a new appraisal. If you're at a bank, they can't go to different lenders. And once that appraisal is assigned to that bank, that is the appraisal they're going to stick with. So what we had to do is, we had a buyer that, after I pointed out all the flaws in the appraisal, they said, yeah, we see that. And their agent was a pretty good agent. She was able to show them that the price or contract price is a good value. And so they took their loan, canceled it with whatever lender they were using. The broker took it to another lender and got a new appraisal ordered. And so I would interview that appraiser before he came out, make sure he knew what he was doing. And fortunately, he was pretty good, and he knew Navy Park, and he did a good job. He came in at value, and everything closed. The thing that the first appraiser, he was like only 2 months that he was licensed. But I didn't find this out until after I saw that horrible appraisal. And so there are so many things wrong with it that, like I said, appraisers are very stubborn. They don't want to be challenged. And even if you do, I had some very valid things that I told him and showed him, but he wouldn't change it. He used the comps I suggested, but he left the bad ones in and didn't change the value. And so the other guy was, I didn't want to say what happened just now, that property. I was talking to the appraiser when he was doing the appraisal, and I said, oh, you know what happened to me a while back. And I told him the scenario and how he didn't use comps from a certain neighborhood, and I told him it was a rose garden. And so, because that's similar to Navy Park. And so I go, oh, no, I know how to do this. I've been doing it a long time. And so we were talking about Navy Park, and he even knew that he would be able to use a comp out of Navy Park because there wasn't a lot of comps in there. So he used one from Japantown, which is a very similar neighborhood. And so he was able to bring the value in. So, but make a long story short, you're going to have a problem with an appraiser changing their value.
They wouldn't change it.
Yeah, but if, in this case, if the buyer, who cares if it's an attorney, if they're willing to pay the price, they'll pay the price. And there's absolutely nothing that can come back on you.
No, I know that. So she's not willing right now. She's 50-50 now. She's second guessing. She loves the house, this, that, and the other. So what I'm asking you is or anybody, so for me, I want to talk to her as an agent, right? Not her as a buyer. She's emotional too. So what else? I mean, we've shown, we did our own review. I showed it when I very first saw it, that, hey, there's a lot of errors in this. So she's 50-50.
Does she agree with the errors?
I believe she
Okay.
accepts them.
Okay, and does she really like the place?
Yes.
Okay, and...
That's not the issue. She loves the house.
Okay, and are your sellers, where are they? Do they know what's going on?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
and are they in a hurry to sell? Okay, so kind of what we were talking about earlier. Tell your seller, hey, you know what? If we want to keep the value, the price we're at this contract price, we're going to have to play hardball. We're going to have to pull it from them, say, okay, don't buy it. We're going to put it back on the market because we know it's a fair price. And if they're okay with that, tell the attorney agent, say, hey, look, this is our options. You can pay the difference from between the appraised value and the contract price, and it's yours. If not, that's okay. We'll put it back on the market.
Yeah.
And just let her think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, have your sellers prepared. That's your plan B. Now you can,
They're all okay. We've had that conversation.
yeah. So now you can negotiate harder with that attorney or buyer, agent.
I'll be above that.
And don't let the attorney
Oh, I'm
label any. Not just you, but
I
anybody.
just threw it in.
Attorneys,
Let you guys know.
attorneys are looked at as experts in everything, but they're not. They may be an expert in what they practice. There's a lot of different fields for attorneys. Just because they're an attorney doesn't mean they know real estate. And even if they are a real estate attorney, they'll probably know the contract and a lot of the legal stuff behind the scenes, but they don't know what's going on out of the market.
So in general, with our market the way it is, we're gonna come across appraisals not coming in. So we gotta be ready for that.
Yeah, one of the things I suggest is interview the appraiser before you accept them.
I thought, okay, I asked, hey, are you local? The lady that called, at the appointment, they're local, down the lake. Oh, tell me about your appraiser. Oh, he's got 20 years experience. So I thought we were good. Obviously not. So even if you find out and you're kind of confident,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be 100% for sure, but if you can talk to the actual appraiser, not the appraisal company.
What are you gonna ask?
he's 20 years experience, he's from South.
Find out how many appraisals you've done in that area, this type of home. I mean, like I say, if I would've did that with the first appraisal on the Nagley Park property, I would just tell the vendor, say, hey, cancel it and reorder. Because it just gets pulled and they reorder it and it goes through the lottery system and the appraiser gets it.
Yeah, I thought we were okay.
Can you actually ask the lender to get another appraiser there, just to get an objected?
Well, they just cancel it and reorder. And then most of the time we get another appraiser.
They're a special breed. I actually took all my appraisal classes. Did you know that no one would hire me? When the market crashed, I'm like, I'm gonna take appraisal classes just to see. And I was like, well, if you're a realtor, why would you want to work here? You're not gonna make that kind of money. I'm like, that's not your business. Like, why would you hire me? Yeah, nobody would hire me because they were like, you already make too much money. Why would you want to do this? I'm not interested in it.
Quick question, right?
They're a different breed.
Quick question. You said to interview the appraisers. Do we get a chance to interview them? Because one of my case, I said, I'd like to fix up the appointment. They all thought we were rushing super fast. But he was like, oh, the appointment is fixed. They didn't even contact me. I got to chase them to know that the appointment was fixed and I should be there kind of was the situation. So do we really get a chance to interview them?
Yeah, if the management company calls you, then you say, hey, well, I need to talk to the appraiser, so have them call me or give me their number, and then you call the appraiser.
As a seller or buyer?
Well, if you're just representing the seller, then yeah, you definitely want to talk to the appraiser.
As a
Because
buyer?
if you're on the buyer and the appraisal comes in low, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. But it can come higher too.
I'm sorry?
It can come higher too.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference. The thing is, if you're representing the seller, make sure the appraiser knows the area and knows, has some experience, how many they did in the area. And so that's my general practice now, because I always tell the other agent and the lender says, have me as the access. And that way the appraiser, usually the appraiser calls, sometimes the management company, but if it's the management company, I just say, well, I need to talk to the appraiser, so give me his number or her number. And if they say that, well, I can't give his number out or her number out, then I say, okay, well, then have them call me so we can set an appointment. And he will call, because he has to make the appointment. She, or he.
They,
Just a comment on one thing, and I know you've done pretty much everything, but just a thought of maybe right now, is to ask the individual, okay, if you walk away from this and you look back 6 months or 1 year or a few years, how would you feel about it? Is it such a big issue, Because sometimes they're so emotional at that time, and then, that probably puts it in a place,
Yeah, is this place unique compared to other ones in the park section? Okay, I would focus more on that, because if you ask an attorney agent, if you look back in a year, they might say, well, market's probably going to go down anyway, so probably won't do that. So I'd focus more on the uniqueness of this one.
they're doing all that, yeah. Now it boils down to the underwriter. Now the underwriter, I'm trusting that the underwriter is experienced, and when they see 5 out of 7 comps that the appraiser used, 2.4 of them are 2 point and above. The one is 1999, and our sales price is 1.885. So it should have came into value. It makes no sense.
What were the adjustments that they used to drop that? Because
All those have been adjusted.
well, I know, but what were the big adjustments though? Was it square footage? Was it bedrooms, bathrooms?
So after the adjustment, 5 of them came up at over 2 million.
I know, but how did they get?
Oh,
What
the nor-
adjustments did they
The normal
use?
stuff, but his adjustments were a lot of errors. Age, size,
Yeah, that's the other thing too, if, for the adjustment on size, it's kind of an individual thing on the appraiser. Some will use 150, some will use 180 per square foot,
Yeah.
and some will use 200. When you get into the better neighborhoods, they'll usually have a higher dollar per square foot on the adjustment. But that's one of the other things that you may want to ask them too. If you're in a Boa Glen, Rose Garden, or one of those neighborhoods, ask them how they use adjustments on size, per square foot. And if he says, oh, $100 square foot, you don't want to use that appraiser. Because, especially if you have a small house. And if they're going to adjust on size based on $100 per square foot, and you have the smallest house, then you're going to get hurt on that appraisal. They have to be using at least $200 in exclusive neighborhoods. If you have the biggest house, then it's not going to matter that much.
So, it's under review, it's with the underwriter now, so I'm just praying we have an experienced underwriter that sees those 5 comps way above this price, sales price, and asks, how can this not come in?
Yeah, so the underwriter probably won't say anything about it. They have a review appraiser that will look at it, but who knows, I doubt if they would say anything if they're not told, hey, can you see if this value could be higher? Because otherwise, they're just going to, that's not really their job to look at the appraisal and raise the value. Not the underwriter, they have a review appraisers. There's a different person that looks at the,
We already did that, I did that.
Oh, you did? Oh, you already did? Okay, so the underwriter's not going to do anything. I would say 99% for sure they're not going to do anything.
They have the final say.
How much of the difference is there?
165. 165,000.
Well, if the request is put in on the value, then, maybe they will, but if they're not made aware of it, hey, can we raise this value? I doubt the underwriter, especially if it already went through the appraisal review.
It just went back to the same appraiser. He fixed the mistake that I pointed out, the wrong photo. He gave it a quality 4, and this is a custom home.
Well, going through underwriting, it goes to a review appraiser and